Do you like Gunner? Do you like Seer? Do you like zombies? Then I'm not on your side. But what are then the best 10 roles in Werewolf Online? Find out in this video. Hey there, today it's time for top 10 best roles in Werewolf Online video, so let's get into this. By the way, this video is a 2000 subscriber special and this top 10 is based on how cool they are in my opinion, not on actual power. I can already tell that the Gunner and Seer didn't make it here since they don't add cool mechanics to the game, or in case of the Gunner, it is well known for having too much game throw potential.
Number 10. Sect Leader.
The first role on this list is the Sect Leader. The Sect Leader has a cool and usually balanced mechanic, namely that its team can grow but it's also really vulnerable. One successful attack on the Sect Leader and it's over. This creates a really cool tactical aspect in the form of who do you sect? Do you want to be safe from werewolves? Sect a protector. Do you want trust on the village? Sect an informer. Do you want to avoid any powerful villagers shooting you? Sect the Gunner, Jailer, Witch, etc. The only thing that holds me back from placing this higher on the list is that the Sect Leader comes with the "let's wait and sect everyone" mechanic. This creates boring games, but it can also be countered by the Gunner with bullets if he is not sected.
Number 9. Junior Werewolf.
In general, I don't really like to play as werewolf, but the Junior Werewolf is still a really good one. It's namely the only werewolf that may die fast and still has a good impact on the game. It's also the counterpart of a role that comes later in this video, which makes it a really nice werewolf. It would be best if every werewolf team would have at least one junior werewolf.
Number 8. Accomplice.
At the time of recording, the Accomplice is a really new role, but as it stands right now, it's really cool to see a converted player that gets kill power. With the Accomplice comes the Bandit as well, which is quite a nice role too, but since an Accomplice can claim a role without a counterclaim, it seems a little bit nicer to me.
Number 7. Forger.
The Forger is a new role as well at the time of recording, but has a little different background than any of these roles. This role was first featured on the top 10 fan-made roles on this very channel and made it to the game when the developers saw it. Within that video, the Forger ended in the top 3, which already shows the potential it had. What is cool about the Forger is that it can buff 2 players with shields and it can give a sword as well in the 6th night or later. The Forger cannot hand out those items to himself, but he can hand it out to the villagers and even werewolves and solo roles. This adds some risk, although it would be better to give these items to confirmed villagers anyways. What is also nice is that the Forger's strength evolves over the night. He can give the sword late game, so the longer he survives the better, but he might of course be outplayed by the werewolf if he doesn't claim.
Number 6. Sorcerer.
What? What is Sorcerer? This is probably the most forgotten role of the game, and that is nothing special since it has a stronger variation to it, the Wolfseer. It only appears in custom games and it's basically a Wolfseer but without a night chat or the ability to resign and kill. This is of course a nerfed Wolfseer, or the Wolfseer is rather a buffed Sorcerer, but the mechanic of the Sorcerer is so sweet. You are forced to do an aura simulation, but you need to spread the information tactically, review exact roles, and the werewolves will know who to kill, but they lose scapegoats. Stay silent, give no info to the werewolves, but still have scapegoats active. I recommend a path in between.
Number 5. Grumpy Grandma.
This role is also not that common, and when I started to play Werewolf Online in July 2018, this role was not even available in games, but it already existed. Well, maybe it was in rank, but the random regular villager was not a thing back then. Well, to get back on track, the Grumpy Grandma is a role that's subject to the hero effect. It can surprise in the end of the game if it faces a solo role. Generally, these roles are really nice to play, and the Grumpy Grandma is also really useful on top of that, if played correctly. Just don't mute randomly because it might turn against you.
Number 4. Marksman.
The Marksman is a nerfed gunner and For that reason it ends up so high on this list. Whereas you may argue that Gunner is stronger, I think that the Marksman is a better role for the game. It doesn't come with random shooting villagers, as it will die instead of the villager. Gunners have a lot of responsibility and blame if playing badly, whereas Marksman doesn't have any of that at all. It can also confirm villagers without killing them, so in that perspective it's way better than the Gunner. Now it's time for honorable mentions. Witch. It's cool to be able to kill and protect, and it also has some sort of surprise factor. Mayor. Another role that's subject to the hero effect. It can stay silent and reveal itself whenever he wants. Cursed. Although it's not liked by a lot of quick game players, that's what I assume, at least based on all those suicides, it's a pretty good role with more tactics than you might think. Beast Hunter. I only dislike this role because of its low reliability. A lot of people don't trust Beast Hunters, which is a shame to me, but the role is actually brilliant, playing a mind game with the werewolves and praying that they walk in your secret trap. Corruptor. In my opinion, the nicest solo killing role besides the Accomplice. The Corruptor offers some room for claim space, but the Corruptor has to be smart as well in order to claim that role.
Number 3. Jailer.
The Jailer is actually the nicest villager amongst the strong ones. It is so multifunctional that it adds a lot to the game. It can inform, disable, protect and kill, and of course put a lot of pressure on the prisoner. Isn't this simply amazing?
Number 2. Fool.
Fool is a great role with endless tactics, freedom and joy. If you rarely win with it, I can understand that you place this role lower, but besides that it's way better than the Headhunter. I wonder if it will ever be possible to create a lynch role that is better than the Fool. And what is also nice about the Fool is that once revealed, it can take revenge on the team that revealed him. If the seer spots you and reveals you, you can help the werewolves and solo killer and still be annoying as hell.
Number 1. Alpha Werewolf.
The Alpha Werewolf is so cool. He is evil, but actually not, because his aura is unknown. Also, he can mess up his team by voting whoever he wants during the night rather than the best to target. Who doesn't like more power, right? Psych, Alpha. Now it's time for le epic number 1, which is the Avenger. Probably a weird pick in your opinion, but for someone who has strong feelings when it comes to betrayal or revenge, the Avenger is the perfect role. Villages, lynches you instead of a werewolf? No big deal. You can still kill that werewolf yourself. 1v1 against solo role, at least you get a tie. Or even better, you versus Sect Leader, who doesn't really want to convert you. Well, you win, my friend, if there's another unconverted villager. The Avenger has a lot of surprise value in general, which is perfect for those who like surprise and suspense in their games rather than easy wins. This role is so perfect, I would totally marry it. What is your top 10 favorite roles? Let me know in the comments. If you like what you just saw, check out the playlist for more top 10s. I will see you later, and don't be a traitor. Goodbye.